Majora's Mask has so many enemies to fight, so just like last video, I'm not going to fight any of them. Or at least try not to. So the goal of today's video is to beat Majora's Mask while causing the absolute least amount of harm possible, with a few small rules in place just to make it a bit harder. First of all, no major glitches like SRM. Second, I'm not allowed doing any sequence breaks whatsoever. For example, getting hookshot early to make the first 2 dungeons so incredibly easy, that's not allowed. And if I cause any harm whatsoever, I have to add it to the counter. Most of the time it's killing an enemy, but even if it's just a sword slash, any harm at all, it still counts, still got to be added to the counter. But that being said, if I do make a mistake and it's something that's completely avoidable, all I have to do is either die or play Song of Time to reset. So with all that out of the way, let's get started. Also, I stream this all live on Twitch. Go check it out, links in the description. So we start every Majora's Mask playthrough with a classic first cycle, which basically is just wait for the clock town door to open. But in this run, I do skip grabbing the moon tier by doing what's called a gainer. All it is just a quick backflip and then we grab the ledge. But as for the rest, kind of boring, so let's just skip that. Now for our first enemies harmed, which is completely unskippable, we have to hit Majora's Mask with a snot bubble to get the ocarina. So that's the first one to the counter. Also, first thing I should mention is I'm not doing a trick called index warp, which essentially allows us to travel to any owl statue early without actually hitting it with our sword. It's only to make the challenge a tiny bit harder, but that being said, it doesn't really add anything to the counter, just makes, well, the next hour of this playthrough a lot more painful. But you'll see why. Dude, we have to redo so much shit. Oh my god. That's not why, but I completely forgot that spinning with Deku Link causes damage. So with the rules I mentioned before, I just had to play Song of Time and, well, reset. But now for our first skip. Normally in a casual playthrough, you'd save the witch in the forest, take a boat ride, and kill the giant Octorok. So we can't do that. Instead, we use a bomb to get on this ledge, let Deku Link void out, and then we go past the first one just to get sucked up by the second one, and then we are through to Deku Palace. Then for the sake of saving time, I did a quick bomb hover to skip the entire Deku Palace, and now with Sonata of Awakening, we can enter the first dungeon quite easily just like that. Or so I thought. When thinking about this video, I never thought about how hard and annoying these things were to get past, but a full hour later, I said screw it and did a massive bottom hover combined with some mega flips to get all the way to the owl statue. And with only one creature harmed, we can finally enter Woodfall Temple. And then I kind of realized something. Hold on 1 second, chat. I have a really stupid question, but these little flies, you can actually kill them. That counts as harm, doesn't it? No, that 100% counts. F me. But just hover across to skip most of the dungeon. And well, kill this Dinalphos. So, unfortunately that makes 2. But now that we have Bow, our next step is to get the boss key, and well, that adds 2 more to the counter. Since this mini boss guarding it is technically 2 enemies, that sadly brings our counter up to 4. And before we get to the boss, I have no idea how to get to this boss door casually, let alone without hitting these annoying dragonflies. Honestly, looking back at it, it took way too long to beat the first boss. And after giving up on finding a normal way to get through here, I did more bomb hovers. But we kill Uldulwa and end the first dungeon with a total of 5. Honestly, not too bad compared to Ocarina of Time if I do say so myself. And speaking of wasting time, I used a YouTube video to climb this wall thinking I could skip Lens of Truth, but unfortunately, I need Lens to do this. Oh my god, I need Lens to do this. Okay. So I got Lens, then got the Goron mask. And then also spent another 20 minutes failing this trick called Lullaby Skip, which in my defense is really hard. But I got the Lullaby and made my way to Snowhead Temple. And with a whopping quarter heart to spare, I got to the top and entered our second dungeon. I did this quick clip to enter the dungeon without risking killing any of these bows. Then did a quick bomb hover to make it to the fire arrows as fast as possible. Now, I should mention, I think I could make it work without fire arrows, because you could do a trick called Action Swap, but you need Tattle to be active for it to work, and that means I'd have to go through Snowhead Temple fast enough for her to stick around. So I decided against messing around that much, which unfortunately means I'm at 6. After skipping more of the dungeon by doing a mega flip, I had to figure out a way to get the boss key. And with the counter already at 6, I wanted to avoid killing the mini boss guarding it at all costs. That's crazy! That's crazy how easy that is! Oh my god. And well, we're done our second dungeon. Only halfway through the dungeons and we're only at 7. Everything's going great. And now for Great Bay, which is easily the hardest section for me because the dungeon is confusing as hell and I don't really know how to beat it casually to begin with, so beating it without causing any harm was too much. Also, clearly me and water just don't mix well in Zelda games. Anyways, first let's get the Majoras Mask and then let's get Hookshot. I do more bomb hovers and a mega flip to skip the entire sewer section, and now that we're in Pirate's Fortress, shooting the guards obviously isn't allowed, so I had to get a bit creative. I just wasted so many bombs for that! What the f*** was that? And after getting creative failed, I got a little less creative. But after all that, we're finally in. And I decided technically we aren't hurting the bees here, or the guards, because if you think about it, we're shooting the beehive and, well, it's the bees hurting the guards, not me. So if you guys want to count this one, I don't blame you, but personally, I just chose not to. But with a hookshot and an egg, I did a trick called Equip Swap, because there's an enemy guarding each egg, so that would have ended up being 6 more to the counter, which I didn't want to do. Also, just a side note, we have to get rid of Ocarina to do this. I tried to get around it, but after racing beavers and wasting another 30 minutes, I just got rid of Ocarina, which completely screwed up my run. But we'll get to that later. 6 equip swaps later, we have New Wave Boss Nova, and we can enter Great Bay Temple. Now, if you thought grabbing the boss key in Snowhead Temple was easy, well, this is much easier. And now I just need to get to the boss door. Sounds pretty easy, right? Well, you need to change the water flow to do that, and unfortunately to my knowledge, there's no easy way to do that, so I had to make my way through the temple casually. And well, here's how that went. Bro, I don't know anything about this dungeon. Why aren't you jump slashing? You gotta be... You need ice arrows? No, you don't. No, you don't, I believe. Right, I should mention, I'm also skipping ice arrows, so that makes things about 10 times harder. Also, I had to play Song of Time and redo everything, which was obviously a lot of fun. But almost 2 hours later, yes, 2 hours, I made it to the final boss. No enemies harmed, but we had to kill Gyorg, which added 1 more to the counter, putting us at 8. Also, I didn't count these piranhas as harm because in my mind they're part of the same boss, and I didn't really have a way of counting exactly how many piranhas I killed, so yeah, that's just 1. Up next, we have to go to Stone Tower Temple, and well, we skip a lot on the way there. There's a way to climb this, hold on, give me a second. Wait, it's literally, hold on. It's actually literally in my Majora's Mask video. A canyon. And we skip a lot. This skip actually blew my mind. First, we're gonna... This skip actually blew my mind. And yes, I actually watched my own video to help myself get up here. Bit narcissistic, yes, but hey, it's effective. Now that we're in Ikana Canyon, there's a few more areas we have to skip. But luckily, this one's a lot simpler. I did a quick bomb hover over these Octoroks, because remember, I didn't grab the ice arrows. And then I hookshotted my way to the top. And then after, we skip the entire Ikana Castle and just hover our way to the top of Stone Tower Temple. And because I didn't get Elegy of Emptiness, I had to do a trick called Time Stop to get into Stone Tower Temple. And well, the glitches don't stop there. We do a quick clip to get through this block, grab a key, and then I had to reset. But I learned from my mistakes, so I lured these bows into the corner and did a hover I intended doing the first time, and casually made my way to the light arrow room. Kill enemy number 9, get light arrows, and now we can finally invert the temple. But as for every dungeon, we have to get the boss key, and I died more than once. And for the same reason I didn't count the piranhas, I'm not counting the bats, but if you want to slow the footage and count every bat I killed, be my guest. I'll link the Twitch VOD in the description below. Then after all that, I did a bomb hover to the top and completely forgot about this guy. And for the last boss before Majora, we have Twin Mold. And because I didn't want to use the Giant's Mask, I almost died here, which would have sucked. So yes, 14 enemies. And, well, now things get a little bit more complicated. Wait, did I... Hold on, Wait, what just happened? What the f just happened? Hello? So I found out that without an actual ocarina in my inventory, Oath of Order doesn't work. So I had to mess around to get my ocarina back, and I ended up using a trick called Get Item Manipulation, also known as GIM. Essentially, this trick will allow you to change the items in a chest by just drinking a glass of milk. It is way more complicated than that, but I'll leave it at that. If you want to learn more, links in the description. I didn't want to use GIM for anything else. This was only used to fix my game. But anyways, let's get back to it. my god! That worked! What? That worked! Holy shit, chat, we're in! We're in, boys! Oh my god, it's over! We finally... Holy shit, I didn't even think that would work. I thought I was just being an idiot. But that's just for this stream. There is a way to do this challenge without Gim. I just had to equip swap over a different item instead of the Ocarina, which unfortunately I didn't know at the time. But after all that, we fight Majora. So, only 14 people were harmed in the making of this video. Not too bad if you ask me. And well, hopefully you guys enjoyed. And make sure to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And thanks for watching. See ya.